You take over, Todd. Over to you, my love. Can't hear you.
Now?
I am.
There we go. Well, how is everybody?
I'm raring to go. I don't know about anyone else.
Well, yeah, you're fresh back from 7 days at Tenerife, 5-star resort there for pennies on the dollar. Is everybody? I'm assuming everyone's heard about your trip, correct?
I've spat it all over Facebook. I actually puked on my wall for a week. I excuse the language, but you know, us networks, we call it Facebook puking when you're literally like every single day, 3 or 4 times a day, you know, talking about your business. But I had no choice because there's so many different personalities. So I had to keep flipping the way that I was doing the live so it would accommodate everybody's audience. But I came back so tired, but oh my God, what an experience. And more than anything, and it's such a privileged position to be in, I am so confident about this company that nothing will rock me at all with it. I know that this company works. I know it works because I've earned over five figures in it. I've been on a dream vacation on it. I see the excitement come for other people that work with us within this organisation. This works. This is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Kerry's feeding off my energy. I can see her doing it. But I'm just like, woo! At the moment, and I can't stop. And if you see me today, right, literally, that is me. That is my life. I'm on it, and I'm not stopping till the job's got done. And I'm also not prepared to stop until you lot are free as well, because we should not have anybody in this team paying a monthly membership. Everybody should be free. So I'm not stopping until we've got the job done.
Amen. And by the way, if you guys can't hear, obviously Sam's conviction, her enthusiasm, I mean, that is the power of becoming a product of the product. And there's a lot of ways to do that. All of you have access to a free trip the day you join, whether it be Thailand, Bali, or Spain. If you've been here 6 months, you have access to the Dreamcation. You guys now have the travel savings. You got the entertainment savings, you know, right there in the United Kingdom. You guys have your own things where you guys can, even the small things. You saved on gas, you saved on airport parking, you saved on this, you saved on that. It's been our experience that it doesn't matter how little somebody saves with our product. If you get your people to interact with the product in any way, shape, or form, that like it validates, oh yeah, it really works. I mean, I've literally had people on my team that they got one little rink-dink discount one time, and then you can hear the conviction in their voice. They didn't even like continue to save on a regular basis, but they still had conviction because I know it works because I saved that one time, right? And so there is power in getting people to take either the free trip, the trip after 6 months, and you wouldn't think that that you'd have to, you know, I mean, obviously people love to go on vacation. You know, people dream of going on vacation, but again, you do want to make sure that your team does that sooner than later because then they're going to get fired up the same way that Sam's gotten fired up. By the way, one thing I do want to jet off, I'm going to show you guys a slide. I've been doing a couple of different private recordings for some people here recently. One of the recordings I did yesterday was for Daryl Roberts. And of course, Daryl's got a son that plays. He's got a son that got drafted by the Boston Red Sox, and right out of high school. Obviously, phenomenal baseball player. He's actually going to college and play instead. But they know tons of coaches. They know tons of pastors, and they wanted to kind of build a whole theme regarding our hotel site regarding that. And so I did a presentation. It was 8 minutes. I actually start the presentation. Hey, this is for coaches and pastors and people who are head of organizations. We're going to show you something that's, by the way, completely free to your congregation, to the team moms and dads, to the people that are champions or participants in whatever organization you might be running, free to them. In fact, they're going to love it. You can show them how to save money with the hotel site. You can show them how to never have to pay for hotel rooms again. And, of course, this obviously can lead to residual income for you. So I did something like that. If any of you guys have an interest, I can show that to you. I'm going to be doing a webinar tomorrow for all of you guys. And I did update the slides a little bit regarding the hotel site. And so here's the hotel site. You can go here. You can save money. You can share your link and earn free travel. Here's an example. If you want to go to the Mirage Hotel, normally $800. You can see our price, $772. That means the customer just saved $28. So if you're a partner, you share it with Betty. Betty's never paid our company a dime. Betty shares it with Bob. Bob's never paid our company a dime. Bob saved $27. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Betty just got $32 in free travel. You, the partner, just earned $41 in commissions. Well, if you go out and share this with 20 friends, and let's say that your 20 friends all do that transaction I just showed you. This is kind of what's new. I put some numbers to it. If you go out and just tell 20 friends how they can go sign up for free, and how those 20 friends can earn free travel. And so those 20 friends do the transaction I just showed you. That means you just earn $40.97 times 20. Okay, wonderful. Just made $800. Well, if your 20 friends then tell 5 friends, why would they do that? Well, they know they're going to save money, and 2, they really like not having to pay for hotel rooms. And so the 20 friends tell 5 friends each. Of course, then that gives you 100, and the 100 tell 5 friends each. That gives you 500. The 500 tell 5 friends each. That gives you 2,500. And of course, this can keep going. They just ran out of room. You can tell more than 20. But if all of these people did the transaction I just showed you, you just made $127,000, and you haven't recruited a single person. You have not recruited one, not even one. That's just from the hotelsite.com. And so it's a brand new slide that I've just built recently. I don't even have a recorded version of this on the Hangout that I do, but I'll be using this one for you guys tomorrow. And I'll be recording the a customized version of this for you guys tomorrow.
Can we put that in pounds when we do that?
If you want to convert it.
I'm happy to convert it. That's not a problem.
Give me the number. Give me the numbers. I'll convert it.
We're talking to the UK. Let's talk their language.
Sure. Now, I don't know how, if you want to really convert this to pounds, you can say, hey, you got 20 customers, assuming they weigh about 185 pounds or kilograms each. That means you got about, 2 tons worth of people going on vacation. All right.
I actually did weigh myself when I got back to see how much weight I put on.
You never want to weigh yourself when you get back from vacation. It's too depressing. In fact, we leave for Cabo this week. We're leaving for Cabo on Sunday. So for those of you who don't know, if you're an ambassador in the company, Dave and Adela Hart are picking everything up. I mean, plane ticket, 5-star accommodations, taking us deep sea fishing and sand rails across the beach and spa day, and they're paying for everything. It's going to cost $0.00. And so we're going to go to Cabo, and then when you go deep sea fishing, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but it's the prime time down there. Whatever you catch, we're actually going to pull in, and they'll clean it right there at the dock, and then they'll take it into the restaurant and they'll cook it. So you can actually, you can literally catch it, clean it, and cook it. You can eat food that you caught. Of course, you can give the rest to all the crew or whatever else you want to do. But again, just got throwing that out there because a lot of you will, in fact, become ambassadors, and it's going to happen. It's kind of funny. I always tell people, we had a daughter that played softball. In fact, she got a Division I scholarship. She set the home run record at her college. But there was a point where she was pretty upset that she's in high school. Obviously, we know she's a good player, but no schools had taken any interest in her. She went to this tournament in Colorado where there were kids on the team that were signed by some of the biggest schools in the country. And her batting average was twice any of those kids. She was jacking out of the park, doubles, triples. Just had the tournament of her life and zero interest. Nobody, nothing. You're like, do I have bad breath? Is it me? Am I what? So next thing you know, she's crying and she's upset. And how come no one's interested? And, my wife just kept telling her, hey, it's God's timing, not ours. It's God's timing, not ours. All I know is there's a reason. You just got to keep faith, keep doing what you're doing. And she goes to a tournament about a month later. And sure enough, she's at that tournament. And the tournament she was at, which was in Southern California, she didn't even do as good as the tournament she did in Colorado. But suddenly she had 3 schools offering her scholarships after the tournament in Southern California. And so for whatever reason, all these schools took interest in her. One of the schools in particular, Coach Hayes, she was the Bradley, it's kind of an Ivy League kind of school here in the United States. She was the Bradley head coach. And so our coach called the Bradley coach, knowing there was some interest, and said, hey, Allie, that's my daughter, is about to come up to bat. You want to come over and watch her? She goes, yeah, I'll be right over. He goes, you know what? Never mind. Stay where you're at. She'll hit it to you. And by fluke, she did. She actually jacked one out of the park in the direction of the coach. He goes, did you see that? And, God's timing, right? But she ended up actually going to Bradley, setting the home run record there. What is my point? My point is that for all of us that are out there, we're building, we're sifting, we're sorting, we're looking for people on a day-to-day basis. And you just never know when it's going to happen, when it's going to take off. It always happens in the strangest ways, through the strangest people. I don't mean the strangest people. I mean, like you'll meet someone and then they introduce you to someone in the strangest way, and someone you don't even know, then tell somebody else, and then bam, I mean, here we go. And it's always that way. Some of you may be aware that we announced last night that Eric Gilliam from France is now a 4-star ambassador. He was a 2-star director in April. That means he's making $1,500 a month in the month of April. He's now making $18,000 a month, and he hit it at the end of August. I mean, so he literally hit it in 4 months. It's closer to 5, by the way. It was almost 5, but he technically get it where you could say 4 months. But it was, closer to 5. But I mean, it doesn't really matter. I think from $1,500 a month to $18,000 a month, and 4.5 months, 5 months, whatever it's going to be. I mean, just phenomenal clip. And it's not like Eric is some transformative leader. And I don't mean that to disparage him in any way, shape, or form. I mean, he deserves every penny he gets. But it's not like he's like this, in front of the room, Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, whoever name you might know the best. I mean, he just, he went out, told a bunch of people, and, some of them took off. And it always happens in different ways. No different than some of the kids that got recruited to college. I mean, it happens at different paces. It happens in different ways. And some kids got picked up right away, and some kids had to work harder. And some of the kids that were allegedly so great in high school, some of those girls we played softball with, some of the ones that, they're all this, they're all that, they never had any kind of college career whatsoever. And some other kids, it sounds always like overlooked. This is the tortoise and the hare kind of story, who got overlooked, actually went on to do incredible things. And so all you can do is all you can do. And all you can do is go out there every single day, with a positive attitude, every single day consistently. That's the number one thing. You got to be consistent. You got to be persistent. You got to do it with belief and faith and conviction that it is in fact going to happen for you, and that there's people out there that want to travel. There's people out there that want to make money while they sleep. There's people out there that are going to love this, and that you're going to find them. I don't know who they are, but I'm going to find them. And I'm just going to kind of keep sorting and sifting, and I'm excited, and I'm keeping myself excited, and I'm a product of the product. I'm getting people on my team to be a product of the product. And as you just do it, there's always a harvest at the end of that. And the biggest pitfall that takes people off track is friends, family. They go negative. You get people in your head, trying to tell you it won't happen for you. Then you go negative, or you quit 3 feet from gold. If you ever read the book Think and Grow Rich, that's the big story. You quit 3 feet from gold. You quit too soon. You didn't do it long enough. And I love that question from Tony Robbins. How long do you give your average baby to learn how to walk? I'll repeat it again. How long do you give your average baby to learn how to walk? And most of you are like, what do you mean? There's no time. I mean, I don't care how long it takes, right? They stand up, fall down. Kid, you ain't got it. Hey, it ain't in the cards for you. Forget about it, right? You'd be wearing a diaper the rest of your life. And at least that thing's padded, so when you fall, you won't. No. You stand them back up, they fall. You stand them back up, they fall. You stand them back up, they fall, and eventually they learn how to walk. Okay, the same way you learn how to swing a bat, by the way. And I don't know how many of you have ever played softball, baseball. It's the exact same process. When you first get the bat, you don't even know how to hold it, and it's clunky, and your hands aren't in the right place, your feet aren't in the right place, and you got no hand-eye coordination, you got no timing, you're pulling your head, and next thing you know, the kid's swinging, they're spinning around. Next thing you know, they fall down from trying to swing the bat. It's the same thing. And if you just do it again and again and again and again, if you go back to my daughter, I built her a batting cage in the backyard. And so, she had a batting cage with lights, and we batted every day. We batted before every game. We had an expression, chance favors the prepared mind. Again, chance favors the prepared mind. And she didn't necessarily have she wasn't necessarily the most quickest hands or the most gifted, but she was well rehearsed. And so, I'm throwing balls to her faster. In fact, in softball, here we go. Show this to you guys. This is actually the ball that set the home run record of the college where she was at. So this is the ball that she hit. But you can see how big the ball is. Well, I would picture baseballs. And, of course, baseballs are a lot smaller than softballs. Well, if you're hitting a baseball that's coming at you faster than you're ever going to see in the game, it's smaller, right? And then I give her a bat that weighs the same weight, but it's about that big. So now I get in the game and I got a bat that's that big, and I'm no longer hitting a ball that big, but I'm hitting a ball that big, and it's not coming at me as fast as what I'm used to in the batting cage. This probably sets a pretty favorable environment. I mean, a lot of kids are up there. They're all so nervous. They're going to strike out. And, oh my gosh, what about this? What about that? I mean, she's not thinking about any of that. It's like, I don't sweat you. I mean, this is easy, right? I mean, you're just thinking I'm looking for a good pitch. I'm just going to try to have good form. I mean, you're not trying to wonder, can I do it? Well, the same is true kind of in our business. As you guys do it again, you build confidence. And some of you may not know my story. I was an entrepreneur. I got started very, very young. I had a lawn and landscape company. I mean, when I graduated high school, I borrowed $100,000 from the Small Business Administration. I had 10 trucks on the road, 25 guys. Here I'm this young entrepreneur. And it was my accountant of all people who recruited me into the direct selling industry. And I fell in love with this industry instantaneously. Mm-hmm. I went to a meeting where Todd Smith, and he was the number 2 realtor in the state of Illinois. He got involved with a company called Rexall. He was making $60,000 a month, no warehouses, no employees, no bookkeeping. I'm like drooling all over myself, right? And when the meeting was all said and done, I go to the coffee shop, and my accountant, this is back in the 90s, my accountant pulls out the application. Back then you couldn't sign up online. There was no online. And you couldn't, you had to mail the damn thing in. I mean, you had to fill it out in triplicate. It was that carbonless thing. So he pulls out the application. It's completely filled out. My name, address, product order, my social security number. I'm like, Mike, how'd you get my social security number? I was like, Todd, I'm your accountant. So that was my beginning. So I'm getting involved in network marketing. I'm so excited to tell my younger brother, hey, look, you can keep this lawn and landscape thing we're doing. In fact, my brother does it to this day. And I'm going to go do network marketing. I had no idea what I'm doing. I didn't know the basic skill set. I just knew I wanted to be a network marketer. I've set my sights on this, and I went completely flat broke. Flat broke. I ended up living on the futon of a couple of guys that I recruited from the University of Illinois. I'm 24 years of age. I went from, being on top of the world. I mean, I was a rich kid in high school, hamburgers for everybody, multiple cars. I moved out when I was 18. I had my own place, and I'm going out to eat every night, and then we can do whatever we want. And now I'm flat broke, 24, and living in the basement of a townhouse on a futon of a couple of guys. They were college students I had recruited into my downline. So here I am, my downline's having to put up their upline because he's broke. He's got no place to live. And so, but I'm on the phone. I'm doing it completely wrong. I have no idea what I'm doing, which, by the way, that's why you don't go full-time day one. There's no one that says go full-time day one. This is just me being an idiot. I set myself up for failure. But luckily, I wanted it bad enough. I wanted it as bad as I wanted my next breath. I was willing to call anybody. I read the article that Donald Trump, who's now the current American president, but this is, back in the 90s, no one thought he'd ever be president. And so, Donald Trump had once said, if I lost everything, I had to do it all over again, I would go into Amway. I would do network marketing. That is a quote from Donald Trump on the Johnny Carson show way back when. I read this story. So guess who I called to prospect for my company? I called Donald Trump. I called his office twice. The first time they told me to send a proposal. The second time, I'm like, I was trying to pretend I was with the Rexall drug company. Yeah, you guys, I'm sure you heard of Rexall. We're a big company. We got a proposal for Don. I'm trying to act like I'm somebody I'm not, right? Just try to get him on the phone. And at one point they come, she puts me on hold. I'm sure I'm getting the blow off. She comes back, she says, Mr. Strand, 1 minute. And I'm getting transferred, right? My heart starts just pumping. And I'm like, okay, this is the moment. This is the moment. I got like one of those really long cords on the phone, right? There's no cell phone. So I'm pacing. You got this really long cord. I'm pacing back and forth. I'm like breaking out in sweat. And then I get someone else that says, sorry, you got to set it in writing. Okay. So I didn't get to talk to the Don, right? But I was willing to call anybody. I was willing. I was so hungry. I wanted it as I wanted my next breath. And I was willing to do it long enough until eventually I recruited a guy named Steve Gowecki. And Samantha, I don't know if you know Steve Gowecki or not, but he's still
Can
been
I interject for a second, Todd?
Yeah.
Have you not noticed who's joined us?
What's that?
If you go down the panel, there's a gentleman that you were talking very highly of a minute ago. He's joined us. He's come on the Zoom call.
Oh, there he is. Hey. Man, myth, legend. You're muted out though, buddy.
Hey, Todd, sorry to interrupt your meeting, but I just met Samantha here just a little while ago, and she said, hey, get on the live webinar. Todd's going over some information with us. So, hey, I don't want to stop your flow. Keep your
No,
flow
no,
going.
no. We're stopping the flow if you're here. So for those of you that are on here, in the process of that, I was actually sharing with you guys about how, I had no idea what I was doing, doing it all wrong, but you just got to kind of want it. We were talking about Eric on your team, Daryl, who just went 4-star ambassador, and it happens for different people at different rates. There's no rhyme or reason for why. And I was talking about even Allie, my youngest daughter, when she was getting recruited for college. It took her a long time before she had an offer. Here she was doing better than a lot of other kids, and other kids were getting offers she wasn't. And we just try to teach her it's God's timing, not ours, and just be patient, right? And if you just stay out there long enough, eventually you find those great people. But for those of you out there, one of obviously my big fortunate moments in direct selling happened back in 1998. And I had the good fortune that there was a person in my downline, I don't think they ever did anything, introduced me to Daryl and Maria Roberts, who lived in California. And you guys may not know the United States geography, but I was kind of from the East Coast, and California was on the West Coast. It was this place I'd never been. Of course, I would have heard of California. Wow, that's got to be great. San Francisco and Oakland and all these places. And so obviously I got an invite to go out there and do a meeting for Daryl and Maria back in 1998. So that was a couple of gray hairs ago. In fact, I was 27 at the time. Their kids hadn't even been born, at least not all of them. I know Asia hadn't been born, Aaron hadn't been born. They one of the most articulate speakers I've ever met in my entire life, one of the greatest networkers you guys are ever going to meet. He is a part of your support structure here. He's someone you guys want to get to know, meet. Him and his wife are true power couples. They can be just infinitely valuable to each and every single one of you, whether they're doing presentations, training. Daryl in that company went on to make like 80 grand a month. Since then he's been an executive of some companies. He's owned a company. They've won the cars, worn the rings. Of course, I was talking about his son a moment ago. He got drafted by the Boston Red Sox, straight out of high school, actually going to go play college, but phenomenal leader. So, hey, I want to get out of the way here real quick. And, hey, Daryl, meet the UK team. UK, meet Daryl and Maria Roberts. I know Maria's there somewhere in the background, but two of the greatest leaders you'll ever meet in this space.
Awesome. Hey, thank you, Todd, for those kind words. And Samantha, I want to say hi to you. The reason we're on here is Samantha showed some love. She actually gave Maria and I a heart today because we're doing the live webinar this evening. And I just, I responded back to her, thanking her for, showing the love. And we started connecting and found out that part of the team and out of the UK. So just really exciting being here. It's an honor to meet you folks. I've heard a lot of things about the UK team. I've never had the opportunity or pleasure to meet you. So I'm so happy and excited to be here with you guys today. And if anything I can do to help in any way, please, get access to my information, our information, and we'd love to.
You're getting this. You're going to be getting called, and we're going to be asking to come and get some of your training as well, because I've already been forewarned how phenomenal your training is. So now we've got you on the call, I've just put you on the spot in front of the whole team. So yeah, we'll be coming and have a look at what you've got.
I'd love it. Whatever we can do, we'll do. Maria's in the background working on some travel stuff right now. So at least say hi, Maria.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Samantha.
Hi.
Hey, Maria.
Well, as you guys already know, Todd's one of the greatest of all time, and I know we're not just saying that. You guys know he's just an unbelievable person. But if Maria and I could help in any way in conference calls or some of the training, we've got great scripts. A lot of Todd and I have put together some simple text scripts and lots make a difference. So if we can get any of those things to you and it would help you, please let us know. But Todd, I've been on for about 10 minutes, and Todd's exactly right. It's just the race is not won to the swift. It's the one who perseveres. And the only thing I'll add now before I turn it back over to Todd is simply this. If you're serious about success, there's nothing you can't do. Whether you want to become a doctor, whether you want to go to Cal Berkeley, or whatever it is in life that you want to do, if you really want to do it, in other words, have that desire, have that why, you're going to figure it out. Yes, there's going to be ups, and yes, there's going to be downs. That's just part and parcel for life and business and anything. But, the one thing I've learned many years ago, that if you want something, no matter what it is, whether it's P2S travel or whether it's getting, that wife or that husband or that scholarship or whatever it is you want, if you want it bad enough, you're going to figure it out and you're going to do the things that you need to do. And that's the only thing I really try to share with people is get that why, get that desire, why you want to do it. I can really vouch for this company. Dave's amazing. Company's unbelievable. They do the right things. The product is great. The services are huge. And unfortunately in travel, there's a couple bobbles once in a while. That's the way life is as well. But in travel, it's going to happen every once in a while. We're not going to have the best deal, once in a while. And you can't let those little things stop you. But if you see vision and you're excited about success, it's just a huge opportunity here. And if I can help in any way, and I truly mean that, Samantha, you guys said you're going to call and email and all that stuff. I hope you're being truthful. I know you are. That if you can help in any way, we will.
It's time to take this team to a different level. That's why I've got Scott working with me. That's why literally when you came on, it's like, because I've been speaking to Todd. Sorry, I've called you Scott. Sorry, Todd. I was speaking to Todd earlier and we were talking about obviously the way that you are with your team. So it's like, that's why I've reached out, because with the greatest of respects, you guys know what you're doing. There's no point us trying to reinvent the wheel. We need to get on the wheel with you and we need to get moving with you. It's as simple as that.
Exactly. Well, again, it's an honor to meet all of you guys from the UK and just awesome. It's just unbelievable. So now you have a friend in Las Vegas, Nevada, and reach out to me on Facebook, or you get my phone number or email or whatever. And if I can help in any way, I mean it. We'll share everything that we have. We'll pour into you guys and you take it to another level. So thank you guys so much. Todd, back to you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Daryl. Hey, do you have to run or no?
No, I'm fine.
Yeah, in fact, for everybody on here, so we had Daryl do some training on the corporate update call last night, as he does a lot of weeks and stuff like that. And I'm just going to pull up the message real quick, just so you guys. I mean, this is after the call. The call's all said and done. And I just wrote Daryl. I go, you have such an amazing gift. I mean, unbelievable job, right? I mean, that's what I wrote to him after the call was done last night. I mean, truly one of the great, or most articulate people, one of the greatest trainers. Him and his wife are a true power couple. For every one of you, I mean, to not friend them on Facebook, to not be a part of everything they email. They got their own website, every script they put out. I mean, you can sift through the stuff and you decide what you like and don't like, but I mean, they are truly unbelievable talent and somebody you want to learn from. And they got so much knowledge that if you're hungry to have success in our space, certainly you want to soak it up from people that really have built massive teams or have building massive teams here. I mean, this is not a past thing. I mean, they're currently building a huge team, massive team. And so, I mean, they're, off the chart. And so you want to definitely plug into them and source them and get to know them and, learn how to call them. I mean, you can get a WhatsApp. You can call on Facebook. I know Samantha and I talk on Facebook. So many of you, I don't know if all of you are aware of that you can actually call for free, FREE, via Facebook Messenger. Or if you get a WhatsApp, you can call for free, or we can do Zooms and things like this. But I mean, the fact that there's a barrier, but a little pond between the two of us is irrelevant nowadays. So, Jill, since we have you here, I mean, I know you've always got these little gems. You don't need any preparation. I mean, just do what you do.
Well, again, the thing I said earlier, the people that actually create success is they really want to do it. The ones who don't, they really didn't have a passion. In other words, I tell people to treat the business like you spent $1 million. And for some people, that's tough to do. But as opposed to 120, 249, if there's a simple hiccup with the travel thing, or if your brother-in-law says boo, or you read something or somebody says something negative like Todd was talking about earlier, then it's easy for you to walk away from the business. 30 years ago, one of my mentors, he mentioned that exact same thing to me. If you can treat this as if you spent $1 million, I guarantee your success. And he went on to say, what are the things, what would you do differently if you had $1 million on the line, as opposed to, at that time, I think it was with a company, it was like $500 to get started with that company. And if you really thought about that, because I wanted to be at home. I I wanted to be able to raise the kids at that time that I didn't even have, but I see so many parents, and unfortunately, this is the way life is, and it's okay if you're in this situation, but I wanted to be at home every single day. And for 30 years, I've been at home literally, raising the kids, doing the things that we need to do or want to do. And don't get me wrong, there's been lots of ups, there's been lots of downs and in it, but I wouldn't give it away for anything or trade it for anything to be able to be home, right now. Todd said, "Hey, Daryl, you're home right now. Can you do, you got to run?" No, I'm home all day today. And we're making phone calls and prospecting and sharing the story. And some people get excited about it. Some people don't get excited about it. And one of the keys there is I'll make sure you're clear on it. Number one, treat the business like you spent $1 million. And what would you do if you did that? You'd stay up later, go to bed, get up earlier. You wouldn't let the little things affect you, which they are going to affect you. But the successful people tend to get rid of those, bad feelings quicker. Other people that run into an issue, some of the same issues we all run into, then they're harping on it 2 weeks from now, a month from now, and they wonder why they never have success. Mm-hmm. Yes, you're going to get upset. You're going to have challenges and frustrations. That's part and parcel for the business. But if I can teach anything today, is get over them quickly. Be mad, but give yourself, hey, when 1 hour's up, I'm not going to think about that anymore. I'm going to move forward in life. So that's one of the key things. Treat it like you spent $1 million. I'm telling you, you're going to get success. You're going to figure it out. You're going to go through the numbers. You're going to get better at prospecting people and all of those things that are happening right now. And I hope you guys can hear me because somebody was just trying to call me, so I apologize.
Yeah,
so
your screen went black for a second, but you're back. And Daryl, I want you to write down what you're going to say next because I want you to keep your flow going. I just think that what you're saying is so huge because I think sometimes people think, well, Daryl, you've been in the business so long. Everybody says yes. Everybody that joins you, nobody quits. And it's true that, I mean, obviously the years of experience help with prospecting because, you tend to make fewer mistakes or you tend to recognize situations faster. But I mean, I knew there was a small stretch there where Daryl, you felt like you couldn't buy a hit to borrow a baseball terminology, right? It's like, I mean, what is it? Me? I'm sure I got BO. I mean, am I doing something wrong? I mean, he went through a series of no's and a series of people quitting on him, and he almost said at one point just scratching his head, like, I don't get it, And so I just want you to know that, I mean, I go through this stuff. Daryl goes through this stuff, all the same stuff you're going through. Daryl just knows not to let it bother him, and I think that's probably the difference. Been there, done that, seen this one before, seen people quit before, seen the disappointment before, and he knows that success is on the other side. He knows to keep going where other people, I don't know what to do, and then they get paralysis of analysis or they turn back or retreat or think it's them or something they don't know. So, Daryl, I just have such a huge subject. Back to you, buddy.
Well, no, thank you. And again, if you can grasp that, it'll be a big difference for you in your life. And I know it sounds lengthy and say it easily, but it's one of the toughest things you have to deal with. And once you get through that, it'll make a big difference. And I tell the story on the Saturday training about my daughter. She works at a restaurant. She's a senior at UNLV here in town. And she was working for this restaurant. She was a hostess, cashier, and I mentioned to her many times, you should be a server. You make more money, you get tips, you get to interact with people even more. And for whatever reason, for a year and a half, there was a barrier there. There was a block. And then there came a time she wanted to make more money. She needed to make more money. And she knows that the servers make this much more than what they normally make, or the people in her position. And it finally got to a point. It took her a year and a half. It got to a point that she just crossed over that barrier, that fear, false evidence appearing real. And now she's been doing that for a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks now. She's making so much more money. She's happier here at home. She had a big smile on her face. And I just asked her, what was the challenge? What was your problem? Dad, I just didn't know it was, interacting with people on this level every little second of the day. I just didn't know I could do that or wanted to do that. And long story short, she broke through. Now she wishes she had done it a year or so ago. And that's the same thing in this business. It's fear to talk to people. It's fear to share the story. It's well, what will Mary think? You know, known this person for 10 years, what will she if she's if I tell her about my direct sales network marketing business? And those are all true things we all have with. I don't anymore, but I used to as well. So once you decide that you want something and it's greater than the fear that you have, and it's greater, with time something different is going to happen for you. That's you're going to make strides. So whatever your fears are, face them, try and beat them up, go through it, and once you get to the other side, you're going to be thankful, and you're going to wish you would have done it so much time earlier, or much earlier than you actually took. So again, doesn't mean it's going to be a smooth transition like my daughter's, but my bottom line is that whatever it is that you want to do, if you put the time and energy in, you're going to do. Now, the last thing I'll hit on today is being consistent. I think Todd talked about that earlier as well. You just got to be consistent, whether it's 1 a day or 2 a day, whatever the case may be. If you're consistent in business, actually build momentum. Momentum takes you to the level in life you really want to get to. So be consistent. You don't have to do a lot today or a lot tomorrow. You can do a little bit, but if you do just a little bit and you're consistently doing that little bit, you're going to look back a little while later and say, wow, I've come such a long way. And those are just some simple things that you can do. And lastly, I can assure you, if we can do this, anybody can do it. If you'd have met me 30 years ago, you'd say, how did this guy build 4 companies to the top? How has he been an executive for a company? Because that just wasn't my forte back in the day. It really wasn't. Just me today. But if you'd have seen me back in the day, just a little snot-nosed kid, how did he develop? Well, number one, I wanted to. I wanted to be home. I wanted to raise my kids. I wanted to be there for them every single day. And we were fortunate to be able to do that. Watching our kids grow up, play baseball, go to school, do the dance stuff, all the things that our kids have done, it's because of some of the sacrifices that we've made in building and developing this business. So it's worked out tremendously, and it'll work out for you, but you have to really have a reason why you really want it to work out. And if you do, your life is going to change. It may not change today or tomorrow, but if you have that passion that I'm going to the top, but Daryl, there's people that are never make it in this industry. I'm going to the top. But Daryl, there's people that think MLM or direct sales or networking or travel companies or pyramid schemes, I'm going to the top. If you have that attitude, and that's the attitude we've had, you can do anything, not just P2F travel, literally anything. You want to write a book, you can write a book. You know, you want to be a math teacher, you don't know anything about math right now, you could learn about math if you had that desire and you had the coaches to help you out. So hopefully a couple of those things helped out. And we do have a team site, and if anybody wants that, we'll definitely give that to you. There's just some basic stuff on there. You guys are fortunate. Todd's here. He is one of the very best. And I'm not saying it, you guys already know that. The guy is just an amazing individual. And if you're utilizing him, continue to do so. If you're not, you have to get over that fear and start utilizing him, myself, and whomever else that you want to work with. But if you're working with us and you're calling us consistently or communicating with us consistently, we're happy. If you're not doing it, then we think, well, that person's not serious or interested in business. In other words, never think that you're bugging us. You know, the people that bug us the most and communicate with us on a consistent basis, those are the ones that typically go up the charts in the ranks of our company. So God bless you guys. I appreciate the time you guys have given me. And Todd, thank you so much. Back to you.
Nah, Daryl, I appreciate you being on here. And so for everybody out there, I mean, I hope you guys will take what Daryl just said to true heart, the final comment, which is, I mean, bug us. And I know you're busy. Hey, that's my problem, not yours. So, I mean, just call, email, text, whatever you're going to do. And just like anything, there's a hierarchy in life. There's a order in which you want to do these things. And, you know, if I got a great prospect, I mean, I'm trying to call Maria first. If I can't get a hold of her, okay, I'll settle for Daryl. If I can't get a hold of Daryl, then, oh, man, I'm desperate. I'll call Todd, right? So I would do it in that order, right? 1, 2, 3. So, hey, Daryl, you're awesome. And tell Maria thank you as much as well.
I will. Thanks, Samantha, for inviting us, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
See you, buddy. Hey, Sam, I'll throw it back over to you.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to start going through the back office. So, Todd, if you want to leave me to it, you're more than welcome, because I'm physically going to go through, show the guys everything in the back office, and then I'm also going to talk about how we build our power lines.
Okay.
So, if you got things you want to run with, then that's absolutely fine. I believe I've been very, very lucky. I think Miss Briggs is on. Is she on? Oh, there she is. I'm just going to unmute Nick. Nick's come on with us as well. So, okay. Are you done with what you're talking about in respect to the slides, Todd?
I am. In fact, yeah, I'm going to do that recording for you guys. We'll be doing the live one tomorrow. So we'll talk about it more tomorrow. Then I'll send you also a link, Samantha, where you can see the generic one that I did for Daryl regarding coaches and pastors and things of that nature. And certainly if you guys have an interest in that, we can do one for you guys as well. So we need to convert these to pounds. So you and I need to chat.
Hang on a second, give me 2 seconds. I'll just literally take a photo of it and I'll convert it to pounds and send it back to you. I know it's a bit crude. I'll have that over to you within about 15 minutes of this ending.
Yeah, I can Google it too, by the way. I can figure out what 40.97 in the US is to pounds and then start converting from there.
This is all I was going to do.
Exactly. So I can Google that, right? And maybe when I record it tomorrow, I'll be like, that's like a bloody 1,200 pounds.
Oh, God. Oh, my days.
I can't do an English accent. I tried.
Brilliant. Can you stop taking over the Zoom call so I can take over it?
Yeah, stop sharing.
Every time you come,
there we go.
He just takes so long.
It's so funny. I kept wondering why it was looking different on the screen. I forgot because I shared my screen. I'm like, man, why is it so different? I just thought maybe it was being difficult today.
The amount of times I've tried to grab it back off you and I can't do anything. And the ironic thing about it is it's actually my Zoom link, so I don't know how you're taking over my PC, but you are. So brilliant. Okay.
All right. Well, have fun, everybody. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Right. Okay. Let me just see if I've got in what I need to get going. I need to actually load it into the back office. So bear me 1 second. Can you do me a favor, guys? Can you just put in the chat any issues that you've got so that we can get it addressed as well? Obviously, I know that we're recording this Zoom, but it's going to make sense for us if we've got anything that you've got issues with. If you can just chuck it in now, and then that way I can show you where everything is and deal with it that way. Whose travel agency stuff is not working? Nick, have you managed to go through most of it already today already?
In terms of what, honey?
Okay, I think Tatum, Audrey, and there's another person, isn't there? I think the other person's gone out of Pete's team.
Okay, I know that I picked up with Kadam and he sent a message through to support for them to reboot it, which is what we've done in the past. It's just a simple thing about them rebooting the system, but I wasn't aware of anybody else.
Okay, all right, fine. All right, good to go then. So, Carol, mine wasn't working last night. Did you refresh it? Because sometimes it just blips out. What I have noticed, just to give you guys a little bit of more insight with the way that the system works. So, obviously, we're on a different time zone to them. I've noticed sometimes when I get up in the morning, I'll find my travel agency bit won't work, and it's just the time zone, and it's where they're loading everything in the back office. So, say for instance, if they're loading more dream vacations on, sometimes I'll find that will skip out. So if you just log out, log back in, you should find that should work fine for you. Is it working fine for you now, Carol? Now, I know that I've got a few people on this call right now that are a little bit sparse for time. What's more important to you right now is for me to go to the back office or for the way that you build your power lines? Okay, all right, I'll go with the power lines first of all, because I know there's a fair few people on here that have gone all the way through, so it's built for me. Okay, I know that obviously, excuse me, I should make sure my dog doesn't go from run around the house, because if not, I'll be here, there, and everywhere trying to chase her. Okay, so I know that there's a few people that have been in Pete's team, and where Pete's ill, you are not fully aware of the way that we work our info chat. So what I've done today deliberately, as you guys have been being added, I've been putting the information up in respect of the videos that I've been putting up on my Facebook. So what I have done is, whilst I was in Tenerife, I was actually sat by a pool and I did a video. I know that we have got the video, which is the vacation video, and that's got obviously the hotel site video, but I did that video deliberately for you, so you can actually physically chit chat with someone and turn around and say, do you like to travel? Have you seen this? Have you seen this video? Because that video that I've done of me by the pool shows that I'm on a dreamcation. I'm also talking about obviously the up to 10p a litre that we can get off the fuel. It gives you just a little snippet of what we've got, and then once someone sees that, then you can then show them the full dream vacation, which then kicks in with the $2.71 and the hotel site. So it grabs their attention if they're the type of person that likes to save money or to build a business. So if you haven't got that, or you haven't seen it, would you do me a favour? Just basically say put a 2 in there if you've seen it, and a 1 if you haven't, because at least that way I'm going to know who's seeing what's going on right now while we're actually moving forward with this. Okay. So the majority of you see this, so it's just Katie and you haven't seen it. I'll get it over to you. What I'd like to just advise you is the way that we work, myself and Nicola and Paula, we've got anything important, what we do is we put it on the information WhatsApp chat, so that you guys can catch it without it getting lost in the transition, whereby if we're chatting, if anybody needs any help. So use that as rule of thumb. If you see something on there, you know that it's something that we put on there that's important. Now, what we're going to be doing moving forward is every single Thursday at 9 o'clock without fail, we will be doing an opportunity call. Nicola has very kindly put some posters together for us already so that you can advertise it. That's already been put in the information chat on WhatsApp. So, you know, please fill these. Now is the time for us to really, really start building. Nick, if you got
Sam, can I just stop you there? You said 9 o'clock, but the link is set for 8 o'clock. So can you just clarify the time?
It's 8 o'clock. Sorry, darling. And thank you so much for correcting me. Yes. Thank you, Nick.
Okay.
Because we're on this one at 9. So, yeah, apologies about that.
Fab.
I've set it at 8 o'clock deliberately because what I'm noticing is as I'm going through everything that's going on with corporate, they're setting theirs at 8 p.m. their own time. They're saying that that is the most poignant time to get people on a call, because if you've got young people, they're in bed beforehand. If you've got ones a little bit older, they're in bed after. We're finding that 8 o'clock seems to be the time when people are wanting to come on the opportunity calls. So these are going to be done weekly. What we're going to do is we're going to test the system as well. Cassie and Nick had a conversation. They've seen the way that the guys are doing corporate. We're going to do it off Zoom links that I've got tomorrow. Moving forward, what we will be getting from the company, the same as what they advertise on the fan page, Cliff is going to be doing the posters for us professionally. So it's got Todd's face in it. It's got the ID number on it. It's slick. So that we are going to ramp the UK up now. It's time. It's time to take this to a different level. It's been an uphill slog because none of us have been on the Dreamcation. Until one of us became a product of the product, I knew that this team was not going to move forward fast. How can you? Because you can't prove what you're doing. We've got the proof now, and that's why I went ballistic last week on Facebook. It was, I mean, I was here, there, and everywhere, and I did it deliberately so that we have enough. Now, we've got 3 more dream vacations coming out in the next 6 weeks. We've got a couple of people that are going on holiday. Hopefully, they're going to do exactly what I've done, and they're going to be bold. If they're not bold enough to do it, I will ask them to share me on a live, or Nick will go with them on a joint live, and we will take over that call, so that therefore we can give you the confidence. So if you are doing like what Paula's done. She went away with her husband. They've enjoyed a lovely time. In fact, actually, Paula, I'm going to bring you on instead of talking for you. Can you unmute yourself, Paula? Paula? She might be driving. Are you driving, Paula?
No, I'm not driving. I'm just upstairs, so I'll have to be a bit quiet because the kids are in bed.
You want me to say it rather than you wake the household up?
Yeah, do you mind? Sorry, guys. Sorry. Have a look on my timeline as well on Facebook.
So what Paula's done, she's been really, really clever. So because she's not going away on a green vacation this year, she's gone and used a wholesale site. So she's got herself in a hotel and she's literally discussed what they're doing. If you have got hotels near where you live, have a look to see if it's on the wholesale site. Go and get yourself in that hotel, even in the lobby, and do a video in that hotel. Because that you can literally turn around and say that this is the price that you'd pay if you did it on booking.com, this is the price that you pay through us. If you phone the hotel up and you take documentation with you, like your driving license or your passport, they will allow you into the rooms if you advise them that you're a travel agent and you want to promote the hotels, that therefore it will bring more business to them. These are little tricks that you can do whilst before you go on your dream vacation. How many people have taken the free holiday? Phoebe, I think there's only one so far, isn't it? Or is it booked? It's booked and about to come up. Is it booked and about to come up, Nick? I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think that would be the first one in the UK, but obviously there's people further afield that have taken the free holidays. So we've got...
Sorry, Nick.
I was just going to say we've got a couple of lives on the fan page, haven't we, of people who've taken the free holiday in the States.
What I can do, and I'm happy to do this, over the next 48 hours, I will go to the fan page. I will go and lift off every single video that they've got. I'll get it on our YouTube channel. So you've guys got one central place to just go and get what you want when you need it. And at least that way, when you're talking to your prospects, you've got what you need for that individual personality. So that can be done. That's not a problem at all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly just go into the building part, and then I'm going to go into the back office for those that want it. So feel free to drop off this call when you don't need it anymore, because we've got quite a bit going on this call, and we don't normally have as much. You're not going to offend anyone if you disappear, okay? If you've got what you need, then go, all right? Yes, I love it. Free bubbly. Right, okay. So we're going to go into this is a bit crude the way I do this. It's exceptionally crude, but it's the easiest way to do it. So I'm just going to quickly share my screen. And I want the paint one. This is how crude it is, and forgive the way I do it, but this is the easiest way to do it. Rather than tell you the way it works, if I show you. Now, bearing in mind, we have got a coded compensation plan. So I'm going to talk about the way coded partners work and the way to build your power lines. Now, this is exactly what Nicola and I do together. We work together. I've got two power lines. I've got one that goes down the right side, one that goes down the left side. Now, when I very first joined this business, nobody taught me how to do the power lines. And believe me, I wish that they had have done. And the reason for it is that when have you got an echo on me? My mobile phone, let me turn it off. Sorry, guys. Is that better now? I've turned my phone off.
Yeah, it seems to be.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So what you've got here is you've got a phone system. I know this is very crude the way that I'm doing this, but I'm a visual person, and I know most people are a visual person as well. When you can see something visually, it works for you. Okay, so let's just say, for instance, that this yellow one, so this one here is Nicola, okay? And Nicola has then got, all right, I'll put it to red. And then Nicola has then got, obviously, myself at the top. So the way that it works is when Nicola comes into the organisation, the first 2 people that Nicola brings on, that she signs up, they are actually physically coded to me. When she brings her 3rd person on, they are then coded to her. Sorry about that. It's very crude the way I do it, but it does seem to work when I do it this way. So she'll bring her 3rd person on. When she brings her 3rd person on, what happens is that the total commission goes to Nicola as opposed to going to the upline. Now, the way that the system works is when you bring a platinum person on, you get $100. When you bring a titanium on, you get $50. If it's your first 2 people, you get $10, and then you get $25. So effectively, say for instance that this one here is 50. Nick?
Yeah?
Can you do me a favour? The echo's coming from you, because since I've unmuted you, I'm getting the echo.
You've got another participant that's unmuted as well. I'll mute myself, but it might be the other participant that's unmuted, hun.
Thank you, sweetheart.
I'll mute myself now.
Okay. Has that stopped, or the echoing? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how I cope without you, Nick. I don't like you on mute, but... Okay, so effectively what you get is you get your 1500s. Now, the reason how I've been able to make what I've made from this, it is predominantly through the coded partners, because what you do is you work down and you work with your coded partners. So what happens is like as Nick's building, so say for instance she's got her 2nd one here, should I say a 4th one here. What happens is that basically when these 2 bring their first 2 on, automatically the coding goes to Nicola. That therefore means that when these 2 here bring their first 2 on, the coding then goes to Nicola. So when you get past your 3rd person, every time so you get this 3rd person, when your 3rd person brings on their first 2, it goes up to you. Your 4th person, it goes up to you. So there's when the 3rd person brings their first 2 people on, again it goes up to you, and it is completely infinity deep. I'm just going to quickly stop the share on this so I can see your faces. Does that make sense the way that I've explained that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it not make sense to anybody? Because it is not easy to grasp when you first look at it. Terry, did you get it? Okay. For anyone that hasn't got it, don't panic, because I'll just do this one-on-one with you behind the scenes, okay? But basically, all you need to remember, the first 2 people you bring on, the commission goes to your upline. The 3rd person that you bring on, the first 2 people that they bring on, it goes up to you, because you are the direct upline. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to quickly open my back office and you can see the way that it works with my coded partners. But you can see here that I haven't built the biggest team ever. The last business that I had a 4,000 downline in it. But because of how powerful it is with the Coded Partners, that's how I've been able to pull this in. And if you look at it, if I go back, you can see on the dashboard that the amount of directs I've got, my personal directs is 19 that's active. So I've brought 19 people on that are active, and I've earned that, and it's to do the Coded Partners. So when you bring somebody on, it's in your interest to help them as much as possible, because the first 2 people go up to you, and then when they've got their 3rd person, that therefore means that they are purely building their business. The way that you build your power legs is like this. Can you see the screen that I'm on? Guys, can you see this? Can you, Nick, can I, hang on a second.
Yes.
Can, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is how you build your power legs, and this is exactly how Nicola and I build our business now. And I know Paula builds hers the same as well. And we do this deliberately so that no one can ever turn around and say that you never helped them in business. Because if you just build here, there, and everywhere, you'll leave people behind. But when you build a power leg and you teach everybody to build power legs, everybody wins. And this is how you become successful with a binary system. I know this is so crude, but for me, it's quite effective because I can talk as I'm drawing. Okay, so we have got, right. So for instance, that's me at the top. Okay. And then I've got Paula here. And then I've got Nick here. And I'm doing this hypothetically because that's not how my tree goes, in case anybody asks. So, okay, for me to build a power line, what I need to be doing is, well, I need my mouse to work, that might help. In a second, right, okay. I need to build my power lines on the outside, right the way down, okay? So when I work, the way I work, say for instance, I put Paula in, I would then put that person directly underneath Paula on the outside. And then what I teach Paula to do is that she builds hers the same way. Because by her doing this, what that therefore means is that with Paula being on a power line, we literally go all the way down, completely down that. So I will build like that. Then what Paula then does is that she's obviously got one line here that's going to build for her. So when she brings in, say, a person here, she's already got that one line going down for her. So what Paula needs to do is she needs to build down this line here, so that therefore the person that she's brought on here has then only got to build that line there. If you teach absolutely everybody to build on the outside, they will be on a power line continuously. Because what it means is that you build one side, they build the other. So what you need to do to make sure that you are compliant with the compensation plan, you do need to put one person there, one person there, and then you decide either left or right who you're going to place. Because you need to sponsor a minimum of 3 people for your daily residuals to open up. But that is how you build your power lines. If you build them on the outside and everybody that's on the inside to build it on the outside, that therefore means that you've owned. I've got it whereby I'm vibrating again. Sorry about this. I need to find out who's this. Right. There you go. Right, okay. So when you build it like this, what that therefore means is that you put yourself in a position whereby you can physically help people. If you have it whereby you're just trying to fill the line completely, you're going to run out of steam. You'll get deflated. And not only that, you can't turn around and say, well, look, I've built one side of your business for you. Because if you build it on the power lines, they build their power lines, and we teach everybody to build power lines, everybody wins. No one will get left behind. And that's why it's imperative that you need to build a power line. if at any point when you're sponsoring people into the business and you don't know where to place them, go to your upline that's brought you in, and they will show you where the power line is. The amount of times that I will contact someone in the organisation and say, I need a number off the power line because I haven't got time to quickly sift through it. One of the things that Nick is really, really good at, she's really organised. So as you're building your business, please ensure that you write down the ID numbers of whether you put them left or right, who goes in last, because at least that way, if you're out and about, you can quickly see it. Now, what Nick and I do is we carry things like this with us. We've got little books. So at any given time, we know where we're at, rather than having to search right the way through our system. If I've not got my book on me, that's when Nick will go, I need a bit of help. But if you keep yourself very, very organised with this, you will be able to ensure that you place in the right placement. I wish someone had taught me this when we very first walked into this organisation, because I do firmly believe, had I been taught that when we very first started this, I believe that our team would be a lot bigger. Because I tried to compensate people, and I couldn't compensate everybody. I couldn't help everyone because they weren't on the power lines. Had I done it that way, no one would have moaned and everyone would have been happy and would have moved a lot faster. And that's why it's important you guys do your power lines. Does anybody need me to go any further into it on the building side, or are you happy for me to now flip into the back office and show you where everything is? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go to club services. Have you all got all of that open like that? If you're on a free account, you won't have. But if you're not on a free account, has everybody got that open like that?
Well, I have the link where it says travel agent missing.
Okay, so you have the bit that says travel agent missing. Does it tell you to do a upgrade at all when you're looking at, say, for instance, travel site?
No, it doesn't give. It doesn't give me that link either.
Would you be happy to give me your password and I go in your system and have a look?
Yeah, I'll.
Don't put it on the chat, please. Send it to me directly, sweetheart.
Hang on, let me just check your WhatsApp.
Okay, brilliant.
Actually, Samantha, I have travel upgrade, like for a titanium upgrade with the travel there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, I didn't really wanted to do the well, I didn't want to pay more, right? Because you need to pay more. So so I did click on it to upgrade it, and then I get back to the main office and they change it back. So is it kind of, you know, it's for the hotel side, isn't it?
From my understanding,
sorry, maybe it was out of the order, but it was just a question.
No, now, from my understanding, you need to pay the $4.95 to have the hotel site. Is that not?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's
That's correct.
because
yeah,
I didn't really upgrade it. I click on it and they take it back. So I don't think I have the hotel side, but I don't really know. Do I really need it? Because I just about to get my 3 members first. And do you know what I mean? Because at the moment I pay quite a lot, right? I'm platinum.
Right, I need to stop you. I need to stop you. I'm going to take over. Sorry, darling. Yeah, basically you do need that, and the reason why you need that is purely because if you haven't got that, you're not going to be able to earn the residual from the incentivized sharing. So it's really important that you actually do have that, because if you're sending your hotel link out to people, you're not going to earn any money off it, are you? Because you've not got that part whereby you pay the $4.95. The hotel link itself is very, very lucrative moving forward, because if you look at the screenshot slide that Todd's just done, he's shown that share a few, you can literally be on 100 grand a year residual if you share it that much and you've got enough people using it. So Christina, I'll ask you this question. Do you think it's important for you to have that now or not?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great opportunity, but I'm thinking, like, do I need to book it for them, or can I just share it? Or, you know, when they tell you they want to go somewhere, this and that.
won't actually work if you haven't got the travel agent
Yeah, I
upgrade.
know. I already done it with you, and then after that I decline it. They have sign me off from the membership, from the upgrade. So now I don't have it. The link doesn't exist. But if I let the main office know, they will upgrade it again, right?
Yeah,
that's not it's okay. But I'm just thinking, like, if I'm gonna share this hotel link and the people would like to book the hotel, the kind of places, do I need to deal with this as well, or is just to share my link?
You just share your link, sweetheart. They
That's
do all the
it.
booking themselves.
So you've got my ID and that's it. Yeah, at the end.
That's it.
Yeah,
you got it right.
Okay, thank you.
That's all right. That's not a problem.
Just to clarify for Kadim, because I think he's on Titanium. It's automatic for Titanium members. They automatically get the travel agent upgrade. It's only Platinum that has to add on the $4.95.
Yeah. I have Platinum, so Platinum.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but yeah. So it just says on top there, Titanium upgrade. So I don't really need to do that, isn't it? It's kind of highlighted, but I just keep ignoring it. I don't really know what is it that for, because I'm on Platinum. So
yeah, but your Titanium upgrade is purely to give you the travel agency side of things. So the Titanium upgrade is to give you the extra, which is where the hotel site comes in, and where the opportunity to do the travel
agent. So that's the $4.95 something.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. All right then, great. Yeah.
And if you're about to go free anyway, it won't matter because it'll be paid for you.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. So I mean, if I'm kind of sharing the links and stuff like this, and they sign it by themselves in, right?
Yeah.
For free. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Not a problem. Right. Okay. Right. I'm going to flip over to the back office. I'm going to fly through this quickly. If there's anything you need me to do, please put it in the chat. All right? Because I got to appreciate. I've been looking at this system for a while, and there's things that like I could miss. Right. Okay. Right. So. Right. Okay. First of all, let's have a quick look here. One of the most important things that you guys need to do is, if you've got people that are joining your team, you need to know how to use your waiting room. If you go onto the paid site, that will show you exactly how to move anyone from the waiting room to the genealogy tree. Do not leave it to the system to do it. And the reason why I say that is the minute that person's placed, you can't get them moved. If it places incorrectly, you could find yourself whereby you are still paying your monthly membership, because what you've done is you've got someone that's come in and they're paid to go into the system. You've got someone that's gone in free. You've then got someone that's paid. You've then got someone that's free. You've got someone that's paid. You could end up with 3 paid people on one leg. That is not going to get you your daily residual. So you need to make sure that you're actually placing yourself. Now, what normally happens here is that there's just a box that comes out the side. All you do is you tick it, you grab the number, the ID number that you want, you put it in, you tick it off. Oh, bear me 1 second, it's happening again. Can you guys keep yourself muted? Because all what's happening is I'm just getting feedback at my end. Thank you. So all you need to do, sorry about this. All you need to do is just physically click it, so that therefore it will move the person into the tree. Now, the quickest way for you to be able to see exactly what you want in respect of volume. So obviously the first rank you guys are going to go for is going to be your 1 star. So that therefore means that you are going to need 600 BV on each side. So if you see here, this is my business volume. So I've got 3,540 on one leg, and I've got 3,770 on the other. That enables me to see at a glance exactly where I need to build. So right now I need to be building on leg 1. So the last person that I put in was Kerry, which therefore means that I've got to build on leg 1 at the moment, which therefore means once I've leveled these out, I can then go back to leg 2. Because what I need for my next rank is I need 6,000 in each one. There's no point me building one side and then like looking at it and thinking, well, you know, I should be getting this amount of money, and I haven't because I've not built it. It's very, very difficult to keep the legs stable. I'm not going to say it's easy, because it's not. You have to work at it and you have got to be consistent at it. But that at a glance shows you exactly the way that you can see where you need your volume. Also on top of that, I'm going to talk about the negative here because it does happen. Obviously, I sit at a 2-star director. When I was a 1-star director, I did actually drop back down to a director. Now, this is the beautiful thing about this company. Normally, if you drop a rank, you have to wait a month to go back up. It doesn't work like that with this organisation. If you drop a rank because someone's BV hasn't gone through, the minute you replace that BV, the rank comes straight back up. And they then start the number count. So if you can see here, in 5 days' time, I've got my 750 bonus coming. So say, for instance, right now, you know, the worst happened and I dropped down to under 2,000 BV on each leg. The way the system works, because it goes every 31 days until bonus, I wouldn't have to start again from 0 to count those 31 days up. The system knows right now that I've only got 5 days left until my 750 bonus kicks in. So if the ultimate worst happened and I dropped right down to a 1-star, and then I went straight back up to a 2-star, say if it's 2 or 3 days later, it would then count it back down from the 5 days. It would not count it down from the 31 days. And this is what makes the system very lucrative for the members, because most companies will do whatever they can to ensure that they're not going to pay you. This company is completely the other way round. Now, also on top of here as well, so when I talk about the fact that if you have customers that are paying $12.95 per month, what that will do is that will remove $5 for each time that they pay their monthly. Now that actually comes off my auto ship. My auto ship should be $129.95 because I've got $5 there that's already been paid by a $12.95 customer. It's reduced it to $124.95. So say for instance, okay, so I'm just going to stop sharing this because I like to see you when I'm talking to you. So say for instance, I've got a situation whereby I've come in a titanium package. I am not the strongest at building my business, but I'm good at getting customers. I know that if I go and get enough customers, that can wipe my monthly membership. So this company is doing everything it can to ensure that you guys can make the maximum amount of money. Now, when you're pitching, what I recommend that you do, if you have it whereby someone says to you, I do not want to join this company as a full membership. I do not want to pay the month. I don't want to pay titanium and I don't want to pay platinum. This is how you do it. You peel the layers off. You then offer them the customer side whereby they can do it at $12.95 per month. If you turn around and say to them that if they pay for it all up front, they'll get a free trip incentive. So they can literally do it whereby they can pay. It's $99 if I'm correct. Is that right, Nick? Yeah, I know. I know it's $99. Normally, it's.
Sorry, I had to mute myself. Yeah, it is.
It's $99. So you can spin it to them like this. If you do it monthly, it's $12.95 per month, which therefore means that that's going to cost you around about $160 for the year. However, if you pay $99 today, which is the equivalent to around about what, £80, £75, £80, we can give you a free trip incentive. Now, the free trip incentives are exactly the same as what you get if you join at platinum or titanium. But this is the good thing for you. You get $50 immediately. It doesn't come off monthly. You get it all up front, $50. Straight
25 now, Sam.
Oh God, yeah, it is 25, isn't it? Because they've moved it whereby they're paying up the ranks.
Yeah.
Nick, thank you, sweetheart. You can tell I've been on holiday, can't you? Bear one second, I've got to just let a child in. Thank you, Nick. See, this is why I have Nicola next to me, because she's amazing. So yeah, it's $25, and then you've then got the percentage that go up. Is it up to 6%? It is, isn't it? So you've got it whereby it then puts the percentage up. So where I sit, obviously at 2-star, Nick sits at 1-star. if Nicola's got it whereby she's got people that are paying for the subscription on the yearly basis, I get a percentage of that because I'm above her, and it goes up the ranks all the way up to the ambassador ranks. So don't at all think, if someone says to me, no, I don't want to be a platinum, no, I don't want to be a titanium, offer the membership so that therefore they can be a customer. Okay, that's fine. I appreciate and respect the fact that you don't want to build a business. Would you like to be a customer whereby you can get all of your travel at wholesale prices as well as any activities that you want to take all over the world? It will cost you less than a packet of fags per month. But that'll earn you $5 each time that they do that, which enables you to offset that against your monthly membership. Okay, so there's a few little tips in respect of seeing that. Now, I assume that you all know to find your links. If you don't, this is what you do. So you go business, marketing tools, and then you then want to change your site name, and that will show your back office there. The easiest way to do it is the http www.paidsafe. Just put your ID code in there because that is a lot quicker to do that. That's the quickest way to do it. It's the same as with the hotel link. So when you've got the hotel link, the hotelsite.com, just put your ID number at the back rather than putting your name. It's the quickest way to do it. What I tend to do, and I show everybody this, I always message that to myself so that I can find that very, very quickly. Now, also on top of this, if you've got anybody who is, excuse me a second. Sorry about this, guys. I will get hold of this at some point. There we go. Right. Okay, so if you have got anyone that is not in the UK and they are in America and they want to see exactly an opportunity call from the company, what I strongly recommend that you do is you send them the hangout, which if you see down here, you can see exactly what times everything's going. So every Monday you've got to invite your partners. Obviously that's their time, not our time. Every Tuesday, invite your partners, invite your guests. So you can see all the corporate calls that are going up. You've then got the Paid to Save hangout. So if you send this link here to anybody that's not in the UK, you can physically send them the corporate webinar. It's a lot slicker than what we've got at the moment. And yes, I am asking that we can have this done, a 17-minute video for Todd to do exactly that for us, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I feel we need more, and if I don't ask for more, we're not going to get it. I know that obviously Nick, you might as well unmute yourself because there's enough for us for you to be unmuted now on this. It won't vibrate now. It's got down to 9.
Okay.
One of the things that Nick and I have been discussing over the last couple of weeks, whilst Nick's been away, whilst I've been away, is that we want it a lot slicker for the UK. We want the presentations exactly the same as what the guys have got on the corporate calls, and this is what we're pushing for with Todd, which is why, you know, we've got Todd on the call tonight. This is why we've got Daryl on the call tonight. Daryl has got some really slick training that I've been advised of. I've been advised of it by about 3 different leaders in the last couple of days. That's why I've pounced on him. We're only going to go where we're looking, and if I'm looking at the trash, that's where we're going to be. If I'm looking at the top, that's where we're going to go. So we've got to work with the top guys. There's no point digging deep underneath. We've got to go forward. So I've done just a quick little basic of the back office to show you where everything is. Everything that I've shown tonight is on the paid members chats. I'm going to get it so it's going to be uploaded onto the YouTube. I'm going to spend a bit of time over the next couple of weeks really getting our YouTube channel together. The reason for it is because of the conversation that I had with Kerry. Because Kerry was able to find everything about this business in one space, it's electrified her to want to really run with this. So the more simple we make it for people to see what we've got going on in the UK, the more people are going to start actually looking and go, hang on a minute, I want a bit more of this. There will be some that will look at it and don't want it, and there'll be those that look at it like, well, Kerry has to go, you know what, yeah, I really need this. Is there anything else anyone needs off? Because I'm mindful we've been on this call for an hour and a half, and I need to put my daughter to bed. You guys all right? You good to go? Okay, give me about half an hour. I'll have this loaded up on the YouTube channel for you, so it's there for absolutely everyone. Nick, thank you for coming on, because I know that we're on this very late for you, so thank you, darling.
No problem, babe. No
Okay.
problem.
So, all right, this is just a little one. We'll start really revving this up. What I also want to put together for you is a step-by-step guide as well that's got all the links in it, so you know exactly which video to send at what stage, because we keep changing it as we're evolving and moving forward. The company's changed so much, and we've got to change with it. We've got to keep going forward. But guys, thank you so much for your time tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you.